Well, ladies and gentlemen, still ahead on Nile TV International, our today's edition of the Breakfast Show. And yesterday we ended successfully the first phase of the 2025 House of Representatives elections and 14 governorates, and how the Egyptians were really very well organized and how they composed a lovely symphony of democracy within the 14 governorates. And of course, the women had been the leader in such elections. And as the statements of the head of the National Election Authority, Councillor Benderi, as he stated and assured that some of the polling stations, they were run out of cards, and they were open till, they still open till 11 p.m., not 9 p.m. And so this is a sort of indicator for the high turnout and that we hit a record of the turnout of the Egyptians. So to shed more light on this, we are very delighted to be joined here in this studio with our prominent guest, Dr. Hanadi Ragaei, the human development expert. Very good morning to you, Dr. Hanadi.
Good morning.
So your comments, first of all, in general, your overlook about the great symphony of democracy practicing and the democracy festival out of the Egyptian and out of the high turnout that we have been watching within the 2 days in 14 governorates. First of all, a general comment out of you for the first phase.
Actually, the ceremony was very well structured. I think all the people who are responsible for this amazing event, they were having a proper plan, and they are following this plan step by step. Even the Egyptian citizens, I think they've been used to elections, and they start following also the instructions in each unit.
We became professional in, in practicing democracy and voting.
Yes, as I mentioned before, we are in offline. The women, as usual, we were the leader. Women empowerment is there. The comment also that I saw that the ladies, even if she is not a housewife and she is working, she left her job, and she maybe, I think by permissions or something like that, and they start to go for elections. That means, and this is it become in our Egyptian culture to be voted in the elections, and that means the democracy it's showing in our culture and in our populations, and that means the people, they use and they become more professional to deal with this event.
Yeah. All right. Let's first of all talk about the essential and pivotal role of the House of Representatives in coordinating the relationship between the executive and the legislative branches in the state.
Okay, first of all, the people or the citizens, they know their rights and their responsibilities very well. And also all the people who is handling from the government these elections, they start communicating and they are contributing with the proper channels. So now each citizen in our society, they know that what is his rights and what is the responsibilities, what is the penalties will come over him if he didn't follow the instructions. And even the government, they know the proper way how to communicate with the citizens. That's why I think it's amazing scenario. There is no zero mistakes, I think, and zero problems or issues. And that's why it's amazing to show it in all channels in the television.
To show it to the whole world exactly how the Egyptians are practicing the democracy and how they are really now pioneers in showing the whole world that they are civilized citizens in a civilized country, really belonging to 7,000 years of civilization, and of course after the inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum.
Yes.
Well, Dr. Hanadi, when we talk about the raising the political awareness of the citizens and how the essential role of the mass media and the media in general, papers, TV, I mean social media, the role that they all played in raising the political awareness for the people.
Actually, all the social media is doing a perfect and amazing role to awareness part. Let me say that the Egyptian society or the Egyptian people, maybe 6 or 7 last years, we passed a lot of experience. And we lost long time ago the proper communications with the government channels. So the social media is starting to put the proper communications by dealing with Egyptian citizens in a proper way. So that means the social media, the medias, the mass medias, and even the paper, they start implementing the knowledge of how to deal with this such of a political issue in our country. So
and how it's a must, or I mean,
yes, it's obligatory.
Obligatory,
they now all the Egyptian citizens, they feel that it's obligatory to go and to vote regarding and nominate whomever they prefer, whomever they're preferring. So this means that in our culture becomes the elections freedom, and you can vote and nominate whomever you want, and there is no any kind of restrictions on your voting. That means that the Egyptian people, they are trusting the government, and this is a very important point in their life. Feeling free, feeling democracy, feeling that you can vote and you can, just express your feelings, even if it's not matching with the governmental opinion. Now we have this in our citizens, and this is very, life is not fair, but we're trying to have this.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, Dr. Hanadi, of course, the trust, the trust between, and the bridges of trust and transparency between the citizens and the government, and especially after the last achievements of the political leadership, in particular in the last 10 years, but especially in 2025, approaching the ceasefire agreement, and afterwards the inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum. So many great achievements for the political leadership, and that's why we got more trusted, that we want to achieve more all together, consolidarity, all together, staffing all together. Well, when we talk about the women in particular, as you mentioned, of course, and how they are, when I talk about a woman in terms of participating for the elections, I'm not talking about one woman, I'm talking about the whole family. So I'm trying to persuade all my family members to come with me and to participate and to vote. And this I used to do myself with my little son. I used to talk to him, to explain to him what's going on, how you're going to participate, how you're going to change the world if you're going to participate, to change tomorrow, to shape the better future for you and for your generation. So how you find it your way, it your way?
I think we do believe that the ladies in the family, she is the leader for raising the kids, and starting to change their mind, to be more open, and to be more, accepting the different and the diversifications with the different people. So when the ladies or the mommies in the home is starting to push her kids, that means that you are telling your kids that we are in a democracy country. So you're starting to lead them to go for the elections. And the second step, we do all believe that maybe the last 10 years there is a woman empowerment which helps all the ladies to vote, and she has now her rights. So starting to raise her kids, these kids will be the future leaders. So that means I think we have to, in this part in our in our life, our youth, they suppose to be in the elections as well, to improve that democracy in Egypt becomes very transparent and it's very clear to everyone. Especially maybe we can say that there is an accumulated events from the Gaza's issues and opening the Grand Museum, and then we are in elections. So I think it's amazing time to convince the young people that we are in a different era. This these days.
Yeah, of course. I'd like to know also your comments your inputs concerning the media coverage on the election process.
I think the media is doing a proper job from all the channels, by the way, even the governmental one or the ungovernmental one, and they are covering all the, the characteristics of the elections. There is a transparency for all the shots that they have in the TVs or even in the social media, and they are just sending a message to all over the world that Egypt elections is going with proper steps in very transparent and trustful to the government, and this is amazing. Especially after the Grand Museum opening, it's a very good time.
Yeah. When we talk about the how the elections as well trying to shape the political development also in Egypt.
Actually, the development, it comes from the human. When we are talking about...
we were talking now about the human development.
Yes,
with the
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. When it comes to the development, you're supposed to believe that the human assets or the human capital, when they are believing with development and they are believing with the brain development, they start thinking in a positive way and how to develop their countries. And it comes from the political arms, which is elections. Just you can go and vote and nominate whomever you do prefer. So that means when we have a transparency elections, the human people, the human development will come here automatically. It goes without saying. They will be developed. They will read a lot about their people that they need to nominate, and what is the pros and cons for each one who is nominating himself for these elections. Yes.
Yeah. How did you weigh the participation of the expats also in the election?
Yes, this is very important. By the way, the expats, they are, they are feeling that they are not in their countries, and this is the charge that they are paying by living outside Egypt. Okay. So when the embassies help the expats to start to join and to participate in the elections, it's something, it's a message to them that you are Egyptians and you are one of this country. This is very important. I think the embassies in...
And you are contributing to shape also
your
the future.
Vote and your voice is very important to us. That this is the message they are going to them. I think the embassies, they're supposed to be very supportive for them, giving them the ways, especially the Egyptians who are, for example, living in the United States, and he is living in a state that's far little bit from the embassy. They're supposed to facilitate how our citizens and the expats, to go to the embassy and voting. Nowadays we are in an AI life, so it's very easy to let them, to participate in this election.
All right, as you mentioned, the artificial intelligence and the latest technologies as the authority of the elections, National Elections Authority, as they mentioned and stated that they used the latest technology in forming a platform for all the election process, acknowledging all the citizens with all rights and all all what they should do, but online, how to participate, their rights, their duties, everything. What's the importance of the acknowledgement of the latest technology point of view?
I think the platform...
the whole world is now, they are electing online now.
Absolutely, yes. I think with this AI and the technology improvement that we are facing, there is a cybersecurity. And we're supposed to protect our users, especially in this critical event. By the platform, it's supposed to be very protected. The securities people and IT's people also, they have to protect each one. I think by username and password, they can go to the platform and start the process for the voting. And this has to be a must. They find a way how to protect my citizen or the expats that living outside. No one, there is no any bias in this one because it's very critical issues. And not only in elections. I think the platforms in everywhere protected by cybersecurities, by the IT people, and this come also from the governmental support also. The Ministry of Technology, 100% they are doing a good job in these issues also.
Yeah. Let's move a little bit to the elected candidates of the, they are forming the new House of Representatives. Now we're seeing outdoors advertisements of young people, young candidates, not as we used to, all the old faces most of the time, and they are repeating and always keeping on this scene. So how you watch this and how you weigh this as well? New faces, new blood coming into the House of Representatives, how they will represent the new generation, as Egypt, of course, is a young country.
Yes, I think I saw this in our, universities students. They are very impressed with what's happening in Egypt.
Great.
And they look to, no doctor, we will vote. And I have my nominees, and I will go and vote.
Great.
We've been now in, there's a freedom in Egypt, and I can vote whomever I do prefer. So the university students, I think they are the infrastructure for this society.
Yeah.
It's very important. I feel proud that when they said, now we are in Egypt, we have a free and fair, characteristics of elections. I feel proud also when they said that, no, did you go to vote and you choose your nominees? Yes, doctor, we did this. So this is for the, the undergrad and even the postgrad, they do prefer to vote. Even the school students, there is I think there is an activities in the schools to explain to the students what does it mean, elections, and these are how to engage the citizen with your country, and this is very important, by the way.
Of course.
Trust is very important, and the transparency between the government and the citizens.
Yeah, and this is the most important issue in the whole file. Yeah, when we talk about the category of citizens that were participated in the elections, and we talked about women, young people, and about the elderly people. How did you find their participation and contribution as well?
Yes, they are amazing.
You were keen on really to go, despite any healthy problems, whatever, but they were keen on to go.
Absolutely. I saw a scene in the TV, an old lady, she couldn't walk, even she couldn't walk, using her stick, and she told to the policeman to help him. She asked him, and they did, by the way, without asking for help. And she said, this is Egypt, I have to vote. So, it touches your heart.
So touches, yes, it touches.
So this is very good. Even the handicap, even they would like to join in these elections. That means that, we have 120 million Egyptians. They do trust the country and the government. And this is a very great sign that we have a democracy in our country.
Yes, exactly, of course. Talking about, once again, getting back to the two chambers of the Parliament, as we ended the elections of the Senate 2025, and now in the middle of the process, as we finalize the first phase of the elections of the House of Representatives. Talking about the two chambers of the Parliament, one of the oldest parliaments worldwide, more than 160 years, practicing democracy and parliamentary life long years ago. And talking about this now within the turbulences and geostrategic challenges that we are witnessing nowadays, regionally, internationally, what do you think the features of the next coming House of Representatives should be like to adapt with the challenges nowadays?
Actually, to be fair, there is a lot of challenges for them, especially maybe we face 3 inflations, accumulated.
Yeah.
This is the economic part. It's very important for them, and this is the I think it's very important challenge. Number 2, the education. They have to look very well, and the health part.
Of course.
It's very important. These challenges, I think it needs a contribution between all of the ministries and all of these people, the amazing people.
The two chambers of the
Yes,
parliament, yes, of
they
course,
have
with the government.
Yes, there is a lot of challenges. Yes, I know we've been in a very good and in a very, we've been developed that last 10 years, but still we need a lot.
What I meant also is how to be, because the representatives are supposed to be mediators between the citizens and the government.
Exactly.
So when we talk about such mediators, when they are resilient, when they are aware of what's going on, how to be, to work to the best of the benefits of the citizens within such all changes, and with the government as well. Together, of course, you mentioned this, the cooperation and coordination with the government.
Yes.
But how to be as well as a mediator as they are touching all the needs of the citizens, all the beneficiaries and whatever.
Okay, if we're gonna talk about this like a structure, okay, the mediator, they are the mid-management. Okay,
yes.
So this mid-management, he has to be like a sponge. He's supposed to listen to the citizen, and then transfer these needs to the government in a bullet point, in a polite way, because the citizen, he's a very polite guy, and he try to express his feelings and
but he's facing terrible challenges and
Absolutely.
terrible turbulences in life.
So he has to go to these nominees, the mediators, and explain his needs. And then, if we consider this mediator as a leader, he has to initiate. Don't wait till the citizen asks you about his needs. You're supposed to understand what is the needs, especially the basic needs for the citizens. You're supposed to cover them. And then try to transfer their needs to the government and try to solve it. I think the time consuming is very important.
Of
it's
course.
very important.
Yeah.
We have to take a decision little bit quickly. Yes, we have to study it and analyze all the pillars before taking the decision. But I think we have to take a decision. Sometimes in crisis management, we talk about this many times in the lecture, that in crisis management you need to take a decision immediately. Otherwise, if you lost the time, the decisions lost even the impact on these people. So I think they have to work 24/7.
24/7.
Yes, they have to work 24/7, and they have to be alert that these people, they have a hope of these nominees to solve at least 60 or 70% of their problems. And the contributions also, they have to contribute each other to solve, because if we talk about the education, we have to talk about the health, we have to talk about the economic and politics. So I think they are all just connecting each others. So that's why they have to helping each others as well.
Coming back to express appreciation for everybody, for everyone who tried to make this process work out and to succeed, starting from the National Election Authority, all the soldiers in the authority, all the judges, all the councillors. We talk about the Ministry of Interior, we talk about our military soldiers, great military. We talk about the ministries and all the people who work together in a coordination and great way to let it succeed. So how you also weighed this?
Appreciation, actually, they are all working together as a team. Soldiers, as you mentioned, all
and Ministry of Health, of course, ambulances, and where all the aids and all the preparations.
Absolutely, these appreciations, and we have to appreciate and thank all of these teams, because nowadays all the government is working in one direction. They have one vision, they are working with it, and they are just, accumulated, and they are starting to make a puzzle, like a puzzle. All of them, they know their responsibilities and their work, so they know that their duties has to be complete and accomplish their duties by doing his, like, let's say, a job description during this elections, and we suppose to appreciate, even if the role is very little, but without this a little role, the election can be lost by the way. So the appreciation for all of them.
We will not be able even to safely go to vote and to participate or contribute, without all such a great preparations and organization. So this is a sort of really great appreciation for everyone. And many thanks for you as well, Dr. Hanadi Ragaei, Human Development Expert. Many thanks for being with us and for your time and for your insights as well. Well, with this, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of this interview and short break, and we'll continue with your breakfast show. Stay tuned.